One of the advantages with Goff as a whole, because we see this with some of the quarterbacks that have a lot of things that they're able to do. I'll use Caleb Williams as an example, since Ben Johnson moved over to Chicago, and it's gone fairly well. They're 4-3, but everybody was kind of salivating in Chicago at, hey, Ben Johnson's coming over. He's going to be able to coach Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams can do everything that Jared Goff can do and more. That's kind of where the Chicago fans' heads were at. As Detroit fans in the Detroit market, we know that that's not necessarily the case. But I think one of the advantages for Goff is that we know he's not going to take off. We know he's not going to run unless it's just kind of a broken play and he's trying to get out what he can of it. He can, break a first down if he's got a wide open middle of the field kind of thing. But the fact that that's not an option for him, I think is helpful in some situations, because then you don't have the tree in your head. The decision tree doesn't include, okay, do I stand here or do I move? Because once you move, now you've changed the play into something totally different, and now you're throwing on the run. You're having to deal with that. What are these receivers' routes now? Because they're not running the original routes. They're done with that. Now are they coming back towards the quarterback? Have they broken off, and are they doing a post? And I think with Goff, it's somewhat of an advantage to say, hey, I'm going to try to manage this individual play best I can. I'm going to run through my route tree. I'm going to go through my progressions. And if the play's not there, I'm going to try to get out of the pocket and basically do most good, least harm. Throw the ball out of bounds, what have you. We had Eric Kramer on the show last week, and he was actually kind of harsh on Caleb Williams as a whole, because he was basically saying, like, hey, he sometimes forces the ball too much and tries to get too fancy with it, instead of just making the best play and identifying that receiver that he thinks is going to be open at the beginning of the play. Goff is very good at that, and that is a skill in the NFL. It's just a harder one to quantify, which is why he's even kind of lower ranked on PFF most of the time, because it's harder to quantify that versus some of these other flashier things that a Williams or a Mahomes can do.